Welcome back to this Middle-earth SBG battle report. Hello and welcome to the Middle-earth SBG battle report on Top Table Gaming. I'm Top Table Jay.
I'm Top Table Steve.
And it is great because we are finally able to get back together with the new studio and film some Middle-earth SBG battle reports for you all. So what's going on today, Steve?
We are playing on our beautiful new Hobbit board. We're playing with Hobbits and Ruffians, and we're playing a scenario from the Scouring of the Shire book, which we intended to do a long time ago and just things happen. We're going to be playing a narrative scenario.
We are the attack on Tuckborough.
That's the one, yeah. So it's small numbers, smallish. It introduces a few of the new rules that were brought in with the book, with the trap tokens and things like that. So we look forward to it. It should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So the way the game works effectively is there are 5 objective tokens in the middle of the board, equidistant, spread out. Obviously, me as the Hobbit player, I've placed my trap tokens. And if you've got more models around an objective, you control it. And basically, the game ends on a 1 or a 2 once one army has lost 8 or more models. And we are quite low numbers, so this is going to be a pretty bloody, thick and fast battle. But I think we should get us off camera, show them the armies, and get stuck in.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
So in this scenario, Sid of Briarthorn is leading a gang of ruffians. I have 7 normal ruffians. I have 3 ruffians with whip and 5 ruffians with bow. Quite heavy-handed on the ruffian side. Let's see what Jay's got.
The Hobbit force meeting against the Ruffians today is Baldo and Paladin Took, leading 12 militia and 4 archers. So we are actually similar numbers to the Ruffians, which is tough. But on the flip side, we do have our trap markers, which might help us out. So let's see how we get on as we dive into priority and the game. Okay, so with forces deployed, we're going to jump straight into the turn 1 priority roll. Do you want to set the bar?
Let's do it. He will get a 6.
Oh, it's a solid start. And the Hobbits get a 1. So priority turn 1 goes to the Ruffians.
Right, I'll move all my models now. Okay, so I've moved Sid and his Ruffians. What I haven't done, should I say, I've got some archers here which have not moved, ready for the shoot phase.
Okay, so now it's my movement phase, and I'm going to see if I can get some of these Hobbits on the double, rush into the objectives, because we don't quite have the movement that the Ruffians do, so we'll come back once all of that is done. Okay, so the entire army rushed forward as much as they could. Don't have the movement, so I don't really have the turns to sacrifice. The bow's standing still. So with that done, we go to the Ruffian shoot phase.
So I have 2 Ruffian bowmen on this side. These guys are going to shoot with that line of Hobbits with a clear line of sight. So they're hitting on 5s.
Let's see it. Oh! You're on 100% 6s this game. That's not good. That's not good.
So strength 2 bows against Hobbits.
Def 3.
Wounding on 5s again. So any 5s here, we good.
Oh, one goes down.
Okay, so I'll move on to my next shots. So my final 3 shots with my Ruffians here, they're going to be you've left Paladin wide open.
I have left Paladin wide open.
Oh, excuse me. There is an in the way for the fence.
Okay.
So I may as well go for it. 3 dice hitting 5s. That's
just
one
the 1.
Hit. So an in the way for the fence. I'm saying 4 up.
4 up. Sounds good.
It's gone through.
Gets past the fence. Can it hit Paladin? Ooh, not quite.
So nothing inches in there, and that is the end of the shoot phase.
The Hobbits have no shooting, and there is no combat, so we'll come back with turn 2 priority roll.
So turn 2 priority. Do you want to give me a target?
I'm going to see if I can get higher than a 1 this time. It's a 3.
It's a 3.
It's distinctly average.
He will get a 4. So I get it again. I'm going to make a dart for these now. I'm trying to avoid the traps. If I get within 1 inch, we have to flip a trap. I think we're going to have to flip a few, but I'm going to try and avoid them best I can. So I'll start moving my models now. So that's all my normal Ruffians and Sid moved. I'm now going to move my archers. I'm going to move them up, but only half this turn. All my archers are now moved, which means I do get to shoot, but it's highly unlikely I hit anything. We'll move over to Jay's movement.
Okay, time for me to move as well. I'm probably just going to rush everything forward. A little bit frustrating, Steve's managed to dodge the trap, so I just need to get some numbers on objectives and start fighting away like the little Hobbits do. Okay, so at the end of Hobbit movement, all the Hobbits have rushed forward, but the 4 archers have stayed still. They're going to see if they can clear these Ruffians off the north board edge and if I can take a bit of an advantage on this side. So with movement done for both sides, it's time for Ruffian shooting.
Right, so shooting.
Let's do it.
I need 6s to hit with these
You do need
now.
6s.
So I'll start with the same 2 that I did last time, shooting at that row of hobbits again.
You're going to want the roll from last turn.
Yeah,
Double 6 to hit.
It would be nice.
Oh, it makes 6 between them.
Yeah, nothing from there. Next Ruffians up shooting are these 3 over here. They're going to be targeting the 2 hobbits which are tucked in near the signpost and the bridge.
Let's
so,
do it.
another dice needing 6s. That's 1.
Hit.
And it's a clear shot, so 5 will take a hobbit out.
Ooh, he's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so hobbit shooting, and I've got my 4 hobbit archers shooting at those 2 ruffians right up at the top north edge. So we're going to need 3s to hit, because hobbits are winners, and we get 4 hits! Oh! I maybe should have rolled these one at a time. And now we're going to need 5s to wound. And we take both of them down, just enough. And with that, those 2 ruffians are toast. Okay, so that is some excellently precise hobbit shooting. No combat, so again, we've got priority for turn 3. Okay, so we are going into turn 3, and now the priority rolls are starting to become a little bit more important. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Set the bar.
I get 2.
Oh, don't roll a 1. It's a 4. Hobbit take priority. We'll come back with movement when we've figured out if there is any heroics, and we'll get stuck in. Alright, so no heroics called, so it's hobbit movement, and I'm going to start moving stuff now. Okay, so that's my movement done. The guys on the north have rushed forward because the shooting was pretty effective there. They're feeling their odds up there. The bows have also moved forward because I worry that after Steve's movement, there won't be anything to shoot in line of sight or range. Paladin and the little militia have taken the second objective in the middle, and then over towards the southern edge, we've stood still because we're going to throw some stones because that's what hobbits do best. So, hobbit movement done. Let's come back and have a look at what the ruffians do.
Before I move any of my models, I'm going to roll to see if those 2 that died last turn come on a 5 up. And they don't.
That is a special rule of this scenario. At the start of each of your move phases, any infantry models that have died get a chance to come back on a 5.
Correct. So I'll move straight onto my movement. Right, let's get these guys moved. That's my movement done. As we can see, I've got a couple of ruffians in over here into combat. I've got 2 on a hobbit there. Sid couldn't reach or get over the fence to try and take on which one's that?
Paladin.
Bowman have moved half, and these guys have tried to rush the hobbits because they know they're going to get a face full of stones. So that is my ruffian movement phase complete.
Alright, so we're back with the hobbit shooting phase, and I'm going to start with the 2 hobbits on the left, and they're going to throw a stone at the ruffian on the objective. We're needing 3s to hit with this. So we get 1 hit, and it is strength 1 against defense 3, so it's 5s. Yep. It's good against ruffians, actually. 5s to wound. And he gets stoned off the table by the hobbits. Okay, so next up is the 4 hobbits with Baldo. Baldo's on the white dice because if he rolls a 6 to hit, and he gets to reroll 1s, I believe, a 6 to hit is just a wound. You don't do any of the other stuff. So, needing 3s, throwing into the 3 ruffians in front of them. We get 3 hits. Baldo is one of them. Okay, so we've got 3 hits there, and they're going to need 5s to wound the ruffians. And Baldo himself takes another one down. And that is the end of hobbit shooting. We'll come back with the ruffians because I believe your bow's moved half.
Yes.
So we'll see what return fire they've got.
Right, so let's do these last 3. Hopefully get a cheeky 6 and a cheeky hit.
Oh, no! The ruffians are not very accurate today, mate.
No, shocking. They're all a bit, they've been on that dodgy line, but
yeah. Let's come back with the combat phase. Okay, so we are in the combat phase and we're getting our first melee of the game. Here we go, and we've got 1 brave little hobbit militia who's protecting Paladin Tuck against 2 ruffians. So, you've got the higher fight value and more dice, but hobbits never lose. So, I'm going to show you a 1 dice 6.
Go on, do it. If you do it, I'll be doing it.
It's a 2. So you can roll a double 1. No! He calls it! And the hobbit wins the fight.
Hang on a minute. Isn't Sid a banner?
Oh, he is a banner for ruffians. If you can roll another 1, that'd be great. Oh! Spoke a little bit too soon. The ruffians win the fight, so the hobbit will back away.
Okay, so striking to wound, there was no special strikes.
Nope.
Leading 4s.
Here we go.
Strength 3 on defense 3. Oh, there we are. That's stung.
Those Stevie Crow 6s are back, and that hobbit goes down. Oh, okay, so now we've got a hobbit archer versus the Ruffian with a whip. Let's do it. I get a 6. Come on, little hobbits. Steve gets a 1. Okay. Okay, so hobbits, archers are strength 2 against defense 3, so I need a 5 to take this guy down. Ooh, not enough. He lives to fight another day, and then we'll switch to the last combat of the turn. Okay, so we're going to finish this turn with a 1 versus 1. It's my militia with an axe against your sheriff with a...
He's not a sheriff, he's a ruffian.
A ruffian with a bottle of grog. Okay, go on, set the bar. See what you get.
I get...
It's a 4. It's distinctly average. That's a 3. It's better than that. So the hobbit will back away.
Right, so we're needing 4s.
Oh, he's okay. You brought blunt weapons to this fight, mate. Rubbish bows and blunt weapons. So, with that, turn 3's up. Let's jump into turn 4 priority.
Right, so turn 4 priority. Let's just get straight into it, Jay.
It's going to be an important one, and I get a 4. Ooh. You get a 4, and I had it last time, so it goes to the Ruffians. Uh-oh.
So Jay's decided not to call any heroics this turn. He's saving that might, so I'm going to go ahead now and move my Ruffians. So before I actually move, I get to roll for the 4 dead Ruffians, which are off the table. They come back on a
5 up.
5 up.
Let's see what you get.
So 1 comes back on. So into movement phase, this is the Ruffian down on the bottom of the table here who has walked on. I'll now move the rest of my Ruffians. So everything's moved. As you can see, I've gone into combat over there with 2 Ruffians. A bit outnumbered, but the Ruffians, and they're a bit drunk, so they don't mind it. Sid and 2 compadres have swarmed over Paladin.
Paladin's looking in a bit of trouble.
Towards the centre. And the 2 Ruffians on this side have charged in. Again, about to get swamped. Bowmen haven't moved, because I can shoot into combat. And like we say, we had this guy move on. So now we're moving to Jay's movement. Okay, so my movement, let's see what counter charges, pushing forward, and other stuff I can pull off. Okay, so that is my movement done. 1 hobbit did roll and come back on the board. So we've got a mini reinforcement who in about 15 turns will be contributing to the game. Sometime on Wednesday.
Yep, over on the south we got an extra model in to trap one of yours. The other 2 ran towards the bowman. Nothing I could do about Paladin. My bowman up near the north here. The back 2 moved half to get behind the front 2 just so they can use their shooty shoots. And then we did another counter charge up at the top. So with that done, we're going to come in and see how brave the Ruffians are with their shooting.
So as per every shooting phase I've had this turn, I'm going to start with the 2 Ruffians over on my left, shooting at the 2 hobbits that have made a run for the objective near the centre.
Let's do it.
They've not moved, so
5s. Whiff City again.
Whiff.
Let's see if the others can do any better.
Yeah. Right, let's see if these 3 have any better luck.
Begin
5s.
Oh my god!
So they all are successful and they get an arrow off.
5s to wound.
5s to wound. 2 5s early.
Here we go. Oh! Shocking! Horrendous!
So that is the end of a Ruffian shooting. We'll move over to Hobbit shooting.
Okay, so it's Hobbit shooting phase. We haven't got any stones to throw, sadly, but we do have 4 archers. 2 of them at the back. They're all shooting into your 3 bowmen. The 2 at the back all roll first because they move, so they're hitting on 4s.
Yep.
That is 1 hit.
1 hit.
And to wound. That is a wound, and we take 1 down. Okay, and now we've got the 2 that didn't move, hitting on 3s. Oh, and they've completely blanked out. And that is all of my shooting. So we're going to jump into turn something, combat phase. Okay, so we are in the combat phase, and the first combat we're going to do is the one on the most southern side of the board, which is my 2 Hobbit militia versus your 1 Ruffian.
Yep, so give you a target.
Absolutely. You do have a higher fight value.
I do. Oh, it's no good. 2 1s would be nice, Mr. Finnegan.
Not today! Double 6, baby.
So I'll back him away.
Okay, so the Ruffian is backed away. We need 5s to wound him. Oh! Get off our land. The Hobbits are mad today. And he is gone. Okay, so next up is a 3-on-1, and you are trapped, and Baldo's in there as well. Really wish I could write combat. Just ran on. Yeah, go for it.
They couldn't have got anywhere anyway.
That's true. So you got 5. I'm going to roll Baldo on a white as well.
Okay.
Because he does have a might point.
He does.
Here we go. Oh! There's nothing I can do. Just double checking. He does only have 1 might. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. So, unfortunately, the Hobbits are going to back away. And if I won that one, I think he would have been very dead as well. So the Hobbits will back away now.
Right, so I am going to strike the Hobbit closest to the objectives. So needing a 4 to kill him. Oh.
He's okay! Those blunt weapons! Those blunt weapons, let's move on. Alright, so we're back and we're going to do the 2 combats up near the northern objectives. And we'll start with the 1 Ruffian versus the 1 Militia. Set the bar, Steve. That is okay. Low. That is lower. And the Ruffian takes it on fight value, the Hobbit backs away.
Okay, so needing 4s to wound.
What is going on with our roof? We are okay. Alright, so next up is my 3 Hobbit Militia. 2 of them are going to piercing strike here, and they're against the 1 Ruffian. So let's get into it. Do you want to set the bar? Don't roll a 6, please.
Target of
a 1 again.
Oh, come on.
And we take it.
Jeez.
So we are getting to roll double strikes to wound because trap. So the 2 piercing striking Hobbits can need a 4. And they get him a couple of times. He goes down. Okay, so Paladin is not even worried against Sid and 2 Ruffians. This could be pretty troublesome, but let's see how it goes. Do you want to... Shall I set the bar? Okay. 1 dice. Fight 2. Oh! That'll do! Come on, Paladin!
Okay, so no special strikes.
Paladin for life,
going to hit him. I'm going to do the two dice I'm going to roll first just for the normal Ruffians.
So you get?
Sid has mine.
Come on, baby. Oh, we're okay. So I need Sid to whiff.
So Sid.
Whiff City.
Oh,
yes!
What?
Yes! And Paladin wins the fight, and I think the Ruffians... Oh, okay.
Because Sid's a banner.
Oh, I've done it again! He is! So reroll.
So reroll the 1.
Oh, don't roll a 6.
Not mightable, so I need a 6.
Don't roll a 6. Oh, okay. So as I said, we will watch the Ruffians back away. Okay, so the Ruffians have backed away. We didn't want to mess the table up, but that Ruffian is classed as stood on the objective. And I'm going to roll to wound, and I'm going to hit the Ruffian with a whip. Alright, so Paladin is a mighty strength 2 against your death 3, so he needs a 5. Death 5! Oh. Yes! And that takes him down, and more importantly, that means you've lost 8 models, which means that on a 1 or a 2 now, the game could end. And I'm not sure I want it to end just yet, but we'll see how it looks. Okay, so with that, all the combats for this turn are done. We'll come back, figure out the end of turn, and maybe priority for next turn.
So obviously, the condition has been met for the end of turn roll, so Jay is now going to roll. On a 1 or a 2, the game ends and we count up points.
We see who's holding the most objectives. You ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. And it's a 2! The game ends, and we will... What we'll do is we'll wrap up, we'll figure out the score, and we'll come back with a post-battle breakdown.
So that is the end of the game, and it ended a draw.
I'm quite surprised. I was looking at the table, I was secretly hoping for a 1 or a 2, but my eyeball in 3 inches, jokes in the comments, isn't what it is. So a couple that I thought I had, you were literally like whiskers within. Of course you're going to say intentionally.
Of course.
But it ended up a draw, so we've both got 1 objective each, and one of them is cancelled because we've both got the same amount of models.
Yeah.
So
if I won the combat with Paladin and killed him, I know.
Correct. I'll tell you what, it's interesting because it obviously ended the first turn it could, but like the Hobbits were just steamrolling that.
Yeah.
Like the shooting was really accurate, the combats were really good. Like I'd lost 2 models to your 8. You brought like plastic arrows and knives to this fight. But it was fun. It's nice to play the narrative stuff, and it's great to be playing Middle Earth again.
Yeah,
it is.
Is there anything you would have done differently, or was it just a case?
I just think I needed another turn.
Yeah.
Like genuinely one more
turn. I don't know though, because I think if I wasn't as conservative with my bowman as I was, I'd have took them 2 in the centre.
Yeah, I think I needed it to end the next turn, but not go any further. Yeah. I think I was taking the north, but the north was going to be mine, and maybe the extreme south, and it would have been how the dice fared in the middle once your bowman got there. It's a really fun scenario. I'd love to play it and see it run its length as well, but it's really good fun.
I spread myself too thin.
You did.
I should have just played for 3.
Oh well. But it's great to play Middle Earth again. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to be aiming to bring in weekly battle reports going forward. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the bell, notifications, all that jazz, and head over to the Top Table Gaming community on Facebook. That is 1,600 people strong and a really cool place to hang out and talk all things Middle Earth and war.
And let us know below if you've played this scenario, if you haven't, or if you're planning on playing it, and if you played it any different than what we did. I enjoyed it.
It was good fun.
I wanted the traps to come into play, but then
You just dodged them. You've got more movement, so you got to the middle while just tiptoeing around them. But what can you do?
We spent a lot of time on them traps. You should see how beautiful they are.
Oh, they look stunning. Angel Morales, eat your heart out what's going on with them, but you'll never get to see them. So, I have been Top Table Jay.
I've been Top Table Steve.
And we'll see you in another Middle Earth Battle Report very soon. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Here at Top Table Gaming, we love bringing you content that you are going to enjoy. So don't forget, check out everything else on the channel. Have a bit of a look around before you disappear and watch your next video. We've got everything from unboxings, product reviews, battle reports, and everything else in between. So do have a good look around. Now, I do want to, before we carry on, give a huge shout out to our patrons, which you should be able to see on screen. Without them, we couldn't do any of this. They help us fund the lights, the kits, the studio, and everything that is helping us create content and push forward for you as a channel. We don't hide the content behind a paywall, but we do have benefits such as free dice and free t-shirts for our patrons as a way of us giving back, as well as regular giveaways. So if that sounds good to you, do go and check out the Patreon page, link in the description below. And before you guys head out, make sure you head over to the Top Table Gaming community on Facebook. We've got over 1,500 members now, and it is such an excellent community that you should totally be a part of. Check out these videos on screen now, and until next time, enjoy your hobby.